Welcome back to another Cycle Continues with your lovely co-host, Dirtman Joe. And as always, we're ready to do another thing that we just talk about random shit. All
Wait,
right.
sorry. The anticipation for that, and then you just started speaking, and then I was like, you struggled to like get in. I was like, what do I say? What do I say?
I
The
don't-
nerd man continues to show.
yeah, I don't.
Uh,
Dude, I never know what to say for an intro. You know, fucking next time you do the intro.
I will. I do the other ones. I mess them up constantly.
I know. It's very funny. I should start leaving those in.
I know.
Uh, so anything you want to like start with?
Oh, dude, tons. You got to do your 10 squats.
All right, no more squats for the rest of the street because we're recording. God damn it!
It's totally fine. Just keep doing it.
You know what? You do your squats too. Then fuck you.
This I didn't create these.
It's your fault.
How's it my fault?
You're part of this.
Well, that sucks. I'm not doing it.
That. What do you mean that sucks? You gotta get your physical fitness in.
Yeah, I know. Dude, no. So what I wanted to start talking about, dude, I am ungodly nervous about this stupid interview. I think it's because I want it so bad. Have you ever wanted something so bad and you're just constantly thinking about it? Because I told you
Yes.
about this like Monday.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, I wound up doing this interview over, was it Teams or whatever, for this job, and it's a fieldwork position. And I'm like, fuck, I know I have everything, but it's just like I'm been waiting from Monday to hear back from them, and they should get back to me by this coming Monday or Tuesday, because it's either the end of last week or the beginning of this coming week.
Okay.
Fuck.
How do you get responses back so fast, dude? I have to wait months.
Oh, it's easy. Generally, they'll tell me like, "Hey, I fucking don't like you," I'm like,
Hey,
or
I
it's
hate you.
like, or it's just like, because I got a pre-interview to see if I was qualified for this one in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I would drive from Colorado to North Dakota, and it'd be basically just kind of going back and forth and doing GIS stuff, but also looking at the sites too, specifically in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Where this one is just like solely field work, but it's going all over like Washington, Idaho, and possibly like Montana
Okay. Wait.
and Oregon, and so it's like traveling all over the place.
You wanted to do field work, right?
Yeah, dude, I
Okay.
really do. And that sounds really fun, really interesting to me, and I'm just like really hoping that I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that one of the company that one's for, uh two of our acquaintances from school actually like follow them on LinkedIn and stuff like that. Which
Interesting.
means, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm like really kind of like hoping that I get into this.
Yeah, if you get it, send me it so I can get the job.
Yeah,
I
I
dude.
mean,
I don't know I don't know what's happening with my applications. They just go into the shredder, I guess.
a lot of it too is you have to
Keywords and stuff.
keywords and stuff like that, and it's kind of a pain in the ass.
It's annoying. No, but I understand how you feel about like really wanting something. Because
Mhm,
that's me with the fucking VTuber thing,
mhm,
like the agency, and it's like
mhm.
I'm waiting. I don't like if they don't pick me, I'm not gonna hear anything back. But I'm like waiting to see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, which
If-
makes sense.
which is gonna be very unfortunate because it's a very slim chance for me to like actually get in there, but it's a chance I'm willing to like put a lot of hopes and prayers on.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Other than that,
I mean,
like the other job I want to do is the like toxic waste one, which I thought
mhm.
was very interesting.
Oh yeah, no, I read into it. It was pretty cool sounding.
'Cause it's like, I don't know, since our friend works there, I think,
Hmm.
were you guys friends or was I just friends with him?
No, no.
I was just friends with him.
He never really talked to me, so.
But you know who I'm talking
Oh yeah.
about though.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, since he works there, it's super excited because I think it would be a lot of fun to work with someone I know,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because like going into a job without knowing someone is like normal, yes, but it's also like could be a little boring because then you have like to basically start at zero again and start making your friends throughout the workplace.
Dude, I love it.
Well, to each
I
our
mean,
own.
the two people that I did know going into my job, I never talked to them. I don't talk to them hardly ever. So,
Okay, okay.
so there's that.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, because I also 100% keep my personal life at home
Yeah, I mean
and
that
my
makes sense. 'Cause
also I do 100% miss working with nurses because dude, the cattiness and the drama that
the
comes with
drama,
working with a nurse is so amazing.
dude, you gotta love the drama.
Oh gosh.
Like the fun drama, you know, like oh she talks some shit. Like not the like the all the Twitter drama where everyone comes out as a PDF file all of a sudden.
Oh, why would you 100%? Why would that's not even drama. That's more of just like
That's just
people
a
getting attention to
crimes.
themselves.
Yeah. No,
That
like
this, I mean like drama where like oh somebody got drunk a little too much and said
ooh.
something and really pissed me off and now I'm gonna try to get them fired.
Okay, well that's a
And
bit
it's just
much.
oh that's nurse drama.
Oh, dude. Like the drama I really like to see is just like they talk some mad shit and then they like fight it out or something. That shit's funny.
Oh yeah. I mean mine's more of just like backstabbing two faces kind of stuff that I love watching.
You love doing, right?
I don't think you understand of this job to me is the most boring and kind of not even that much of a fun job
Mhm.
because it's like no one talks to each other. Everyone's an introvert. No one's trying to backstab somebody. No one's like a two-faced bitch. You're like,
God,
oh, stay away from her. But then you still talk to her and you still hear all the drama, even though she fucking hates you.
God, what are you gonna do without the drama? You just have to
Most people do not like that, but when you come from like a family full of women that are kind of like that, that's what I miss and that's what makes me feel at home. It's
the
just
the constant yelling.
oh no, it's not even constant yelling. It's just like fuck, look at what she's wearing.
Oh
Oh my
my,
god, it makes her look
oh my
fat.
god.
And then the lady who says that is also not that.
Those
Like
scrubs
it
don't match your shoes.
it's like one of those things I'm like I'm not fat shaming, but it's like you know what I'm talking about.
I feel like
If you've ever
it
been around toxic women.
like don't get me wrong, fat shaming's bad, but like since we're both on the heftier side, I feel like it's slightly more okay.
That's true.
It's like the same thing. Like ugly people can call out ugly people because
Yeah,
they are, and so you're allowed to.
that's true.
Uh, I don't know. That's still pretty bad, but it's like still because everyone should love everyone. Like, well, some people are just
There,
assholes, so
yeah. I feel like as long as you know that you're in the wrong and you will get like yelled at or something like that, and you
yeah,
understand that, I think that's you have to understand like, and we all know that person if that's toxic, and then call somebody else out, and then they're also basically
also
not
toxic.
calling the. You know what I'm talking about though.
It's a toxic person calling out
It
a toxic person. Yeah,
or like sometimes yeah, I don't know.
it's the same coin.
Yeah, it's like you're always like that one aunt
Yeah,
that says something that they shouldn't say, and then they're like, "But Aunt Brenda, you're the same way."
yeah. People don't want to hear their own mistakes. They just want to call out other people. That's human nature.
Yeah,
People do not take criticism very well. I'm a prime
yeah.
example. Okay. But speaking of criticism, the Paris Olympic breakdancer.
Do
Have you
you
seen anything about that?
yeah, that she kind of cheated her way into that because her husband owns a dance studio
Yeah,
of breakdance and she should have never been in there.
yeah. It's insane. It's the one thing like wrote down for this section was like the Olympics, and I wanted to start with the breakdancer because it's just, dude. Did you watch the dance?
I I've seen it enough. I really actually have not seen any of the Olympics other than the highlights
Yeah,
of
I
other
watched
random shit.
I watched a little bit, but most of it was the highlights, and it's just like that dance is so hard to watch.
Hmm.
It's like it visibly, like it viscerally makes me cringe.
Well, it's not even that. Is that there's a lot of good breakdance artists, and a lot of dancing is amazing to watch. If you can kind of see the skill and the muscle movement coming from somebody that loves medicine and stuff like that,
Hmm.
like she has no, it's
There's just
there's
nothing
no
there.
muscle control, there's no movement, there's no like, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
Whereas you can,
it's just a
yeah.
floundering fish. Like I don't know if you've seen her husband dance either. He's
No,
just as bad. I
he
will
owns a
say,
break.
yeah, I will say he's slightly better, but there's
Hmm.
no like the core moves of like breakdancing that you would consider breakdancing. You would just think he's normally dancing to like hip hop music.
Okay. I mean, there's different styles and stuff like that too, but at the same time, like, dude, like,
Well, at that point, you just enter the normal dancing competition or whatever. I guess that's not an
yeah.
Olympic sport, but still, I don't know.
I mean,
I think it's so fucked up that they like the person that was supposed to go to the Olympics got cut just because she could have the call on that.
that's stupid. That is not, that should never be the case.
Also, supposedly she has not gone back to Australia yet.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say.
She and her husband are staying in Paris, which is I think insane.
Because they don't, because they know what happened.
Dude, they
They
will
knew they fucked up.
they will show up and they will be like stoned to death. People will berate them for the like next couple years at least.
Well, no shit. I mean, why would you fuck somebody over that could have like been better just to have your 10
Yeah,
seconds of fame
because
and then
The Australian guy was amazing. Like
I bet.
I think I don't remember what medal he got, but I think he medaled at least.
Okay.
But the fact that they have decided to not bring back breakdancing because of this one time is insane. Like all future like Olympics
What?
will not have breakdancing again. Or at least that's what I've been reading. I
I
don't I don't know how true it is, but that's what I read.
I don't know because that's
I think it's dumb. I think they should just have better selection people, I guess, and just
yeah,
bring it back. Like it should be brought back. It's like skateboarding. Skateboarding was like a thing, like it just became a thing like last Olympics. Like
dude, it skateboarding itself, I don't know if you've seen any skateboarding
that
competitions.
shit's hard.
Dude, it's hard and it's fucking amazing. I'm sorry. I've watched some of like the specific like they're like races where they have these like actual ramps and all it is just a race around this wooden track and it's fucking amazing.
Dude,
Like
it's
I
really cool.
love like I love the Winter X Games. I love just regular X Games. I 100% like those more extreme sports
Yeah, because
because I find
they're just
them,
cool.
they're so amazing.
And
It's
like,
so cool.
dude, I love getting into the spirit of the Olympics and like cheering on for the US. Even though like football in our uh what the fuck, our country, there we go, Jesus Christ, I can't think of the word, like football, like it's by state, you know, like oh
Mhm.
fuck Seattle or whatever, and it's like I'm Green Bay all day, and it's like, but as soon as the Olympics comes around, it's like, yeah, fuck these other countries, all US now.
I
But
don't even think it's that because I think also like it's not even just like
it
You can see the competition. You can
Yeah,
see.
it's not like I hate this country. It's more of like
Mhm.
these are all of my rivals, and I want the U.S. to win because guess what? I live in the U.S.
I I don't even think that's really the whole thing. I think it's more of bringing the nations together and like showing like here spirit of like kind of teamwork and stuff like that.
It is cool to watch. Like,
Like it's
don't
so
don't get me
amazing.
wrong. Like I watched the diving event,
Hmm.
and one of the like best divers was from China, and
Hmm.
like she literally went in the water making no splash, and I thought that was a fucking amazing.
I will say I used to watch a guy that would train Olympic divers, and dude, he was fucking amazing. I would watch him. I got to the point where I knew how to enter the water just by watching this guy. He would just fall in and it would be perfect.
Perfect. Like no splash.
No splash, no nothing.
I think it's crazy to get a no splash, like anything into the water.
It's all about like the entrance of water, how your body is positioned, stuff like that, and also it's a lot.
See, I think they should introduce the event of instead of like the opposite of diving, but like
Hmm.
you jump in and you try to make
Splashing.
the biggest splash, like cannonball ask like splash. That would be like I think that would be cool because it's like I don't know how they would record it, like how high the splash gets or something, or how big of a radius it gets. But
Hmm.
I think it would be fucking funny to just see like these really big ass dudes and they just cannonball from like the same height that divers come from, like the 15-foot drop or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would be so fucking funny.
I Yeah, I mean that would actually be really cool. I think it also depends on technique, but then at the same time, technically it's really hard to really like how do you get better? How do you like
Yeah,
advance?
it's a luck sport.
Yeah. Um I don't know, like I do like a lot of the I don't know, is boxing still a
I think it's still an
Olympic sport?
I think so because Taekwondo is still an Olympic sport. A lot of martial
Mhm.
arts are Olympic sports.
I will say a lot. I really like a lot of those. I've also this is off the topic, but I've always really liked boxing. And I've been watching was it gosh, the Ippo or whatever, one of the boxing animes
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
from
I
like the
know what you're.
90s.
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like the 90s boxing anime
yeah.
or whatever. It's dude, I fucking love boxing and I'll say this is now gonna go on to boxing and fucking Mike Tyson and the Jake Paul
Hey man, go for it. I
fucking.
know nothing about boxing.
So from what I understand, Jake Paul is under so many lawsuits right now, and I think it's fucking funny as shit.
Okay.
Um, but I guess he backed down out of the fight because if I could be wrong too, but I think it was like because Mike Tyson had an ulcer removed, and
Well, that's not
but
good.
then but also Mike Tyson's like 60,
Yeah.
but Mike Tyson's like, no, I'm gonna keep fighting. I can keep doing this, blah blah blah. And he's like, well, now what? Uh, Jake Paul, like, you're either gonna pay the absorbent amount of money of the lawsuit that he's filing on Jake Paul, which I think is like $350 million.
Do you know what the lawsuit's for, like specifically?
It's, I, we can look it up too, but I think a lot of that lawsuit incorporates a lot of the sponsor deals that a lot of them are losing out on. Basically, it's a lot of that kind of stuff. But if he brings it back, then the way Mike Tyson wants to fight this is 30-second rests with I think a 3-minute Iron Man round. There's no clenching and stuff like that. So basically, it is pure raw strength and endurance. And I
Interesting.
think it's a knockout win. There's no judges.
Interesting.
I could be wrong about that. That's what I just kind
Uh,
of heard.
one of the first sentence on this, it's called Boxing Talk Story,
Mhm.
but it says, Paul made a claim saying that the judge was paid off,
Oh.
but it was an unverified claim. So he
Hmm.
might have just been talking out of his ass, which is what he's done his entire career. But
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I do the same.
Yeah.
Talk out of my ass
Um,
immediately.
I mean, we both do it, so it's fine.
I think that's the
Uh,
point of like content creating is you just try to sound smart.
when you're really not.
Yeah.
No, but if I'm not I mean, I could be wrong because I don't. I get glimpses of here and there of what shit is, but dude, but Iron like I don't know why I was gonna say Iron Mike.
Iron
Um,
Mike, the new
Mike Tyson
superhero.
is. I think I don't know what it. I don't know what Mike Tyson's like nickname was in the ring, but anyways, like he's
The ear biter.
one of those. He's one of the most brutal fucking fighters, and he loves the sport, and that's what I like. That's what I like about a lot of the old school boxers is because they love it. They love the fight. They love the strategy and stuff like that. Where I think a lot of people see Mike Tyson or not Mike Tyson, Jake Paul coming in and kind of just making a spectacle of the sport.
Yeah, he's like an what is it? Actor, I guess. Not really, but
Pretty much.
somebody an influencer, I guess, at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Somebody that
He
needs to
doesn't
make
really,
content.
yeah, he doesn't really care about the sport. I mean, dude, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of boxers would go fight and they would go and train in was it Colorado, like Aspen or something like that, with really tall, like altitude was really high because the air is a lot thinner. So when they come, kind of like a lot of like um athletes, they would go train in higher altitudes. So when they go down to like lower altitudes, they have a better like they have it's easier to breathe and they have more endurance, pretty much.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, if you train in higher altitudes, there's thinner, so it's a little bit harder to breathe.
Does that like
And then when you go
help your
to
lung capacity or stamina on it?
yeah, yeah, it helps with lung capacity and stuff like that because um of the amount of oxygen you can absorb,
Right.
and that going to lower altitudes actually can improve that. And it's been a long time since I studied up on that and actually learned about it, so I could be having a couple things wrong.
Well, it's not
But
our realm of expertise, so.
no, not really.
but it
But yeah.
but you like it because you like boxing.
Oh yeah, dude, boxing is amazing. It's actually probably one of my favorite sports to watch.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't like watching a lot of sports because it's like I should just go do the sport if I'm interested in that in enough. But like
Speed bouldering is amazing.
yeah, let me go get into speed bouldering and die.
Oh, have you seen ice cross?
Oh, is that a person or a thing?
It's a thing. So it's where you have a bunch of it's speed skating downhill with jumps.
Oh my god. That sounds
Did
awful.
you look it up?
No, just what you just. I'll look it up now. What'd you say it
Okay.
was?
Ice cross,
Ice cross.
I think.
Olympics. Images.
No, not just Olympics, just it's not an Olympic sport.
It says it's an Olympic sport.
It is.
Oh, there's Red Bull
Uh
athletes for it.
it's a Red Bull extreme sport.
Dude, that looks crazy.
It is speed skating downhill
It
and
look
it's
it,
brutal.
it looks like they're geared up for like dirt bike racing,
Mhm.
but they're just on
Oh,
ice skates.
dude, have you seen some of like the slopes of the are going downhill? Yeah,
It's crazy looking.
it is amazing.
Like, dude, what is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is what I am saying.
That would be so cool, dude. I've never skated a day in my life, but that would look fun as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude. This is why I don't watch like normal sports like football because fuck football.
Yeah, football's boring in my opinion.
No, I'm talking about the real extreme sports where like people die most days just doing this sport.
People just die. Well, it's like uh this, like you said speed bouldering before this. Like, did you see
Yeah.
the Olympic person? Like, she set her own world record. Like, she beat her own world
Yeah.
record,
Hmm.
and she was up there in like 7 seconds. It was insane.
Are you talking about the one like the lack of handholds and then going straight up with your like the little harness?
Yeah, it's just straight vertical, and you
Yeah.
just like climb. And
I'm
she,
not even talking about that. I'm talking about the ones where you're side by side with somebody
yeah,
and they have exactly the same bouldering. There's no harness where you have to get up in so many seconds.
I feel like we're talking about the
Uh,
same thing.
we're talking about two different things. There's speed climbing. I think that's what you're talking about, and speed
Okay,
bouldering. Uh,
it might have been the speed climbing that what I'm thinking of, because that's two people right next to each other, kind of racing, but
uh,
they're not really.
okay, no, yeah, you're talking about speed climbing, and then there's something else too. There's one that it's like bouldering, but it's like, oh fuck, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
I accidentally hit screenshot, so
Oh.
uh, competition. I okay, I don't care about competitors. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just bouldering. It's bouldering competitions, which is different than speed climbing.
Okay. Like, I know what normal bouldering is.
Yeah, take that, but you're like,
You have to do it fast.
yeah, so pretty much take what speed climbing is, but don't put it in any of the harnesses, and you basically climb up a smaller wall.
All right, and so
And
you
you
have the
have,
risk of dying.
well, no, you have mats and shit to
Oh,
catch
okay.
your ass.
That's
You're
still
not
gonna
gonna like.
hurt.
It's not like it's like maybe like 15 feet tall. 15.
That's gonna still gonna hurt when you fall.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to fucking fall, but the
Well,
mat's
okay.
actually huge though. But like, it's not like, oh, it's like a little like mattress. It's like a couple like 20 inches thick. So it's when you fall, it's not gonna kill you.
Well, yeah, it's not
And
gonna
also,
kill you, but it's gonna hurt.
yeah, but also that's 10 to 15. So it's like maybe a story and a half. Most people in good shape would not die from that fall.
I mean, true.
I mean, that's what happens when you go to a regular bouldering uh rock climbing gym too. They
Yeah.
don't have a lot
But
of
I mean, all
harnesses.
the floors are mats, I'm pretty sure. Besides
Yeah.
like the entrance, which fine, but
Oh, most of them sometimes entrances are mats too, just because.
I just kind of just want a house that the floor is mats. I feel like that would be like a lot of fun.
I I feel like that would be a pain in the ass.
Well, listen.
Um, yeah. Sorry, I kind of just like went sidetracked on like whatever the fuck I wanted to talk.
Dude, sidetracking's the name of the game on this.
I know.
But that's all we ever do.
Oh, I know. No, like I don't know. I feel like a lot of Olympic sports are really cool. Also love fucking shooting competitions.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was about to bring up shooting.
Dude, I love the Turkish guy. He's like, I don't
Yeah,
fucking
get
care.
second place, you just like it's like I'll hit him.
Well, you know what I really wish we had in the Olympics? Speed shooting competitions.
Thought we did have speed shooting.
No, have you seen speed shooting?
Uh
So
yeah, I've seen a little bit of it.
so I love speed shooting because they use if I'm not mistaken, it's like lever action rifles mixed with um revolvers.
Yeah.
So a lot of those you can shoot those so fucking fast.
Yeah, it's all dependent
and
on
they're
how
like,
fast you can like cock everything.
oh, it is so fucking fast because the way they shoot too, it's like your revolver's in your holster, and you have a lever action rifle, which is really cool at the same time. But yeah, those guys are like shooting, I think like fuck, like 12 rounds in like seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think granted it's all 22 caliber
Well, yeah,
because
no shit,
that's like
but
target shooting bullets.
well, yeah, it's not gonna have as much of a recoil too, but still, like, it's so fucking fun to watch that shit too,
Oh yeah, it's fun.
because
It's
you're
fun
like
to
sitting
do.
there and like, holy fuck, these guys have been shooting these rifles for years.
Yeah, I mean, shooting's just fun. Not shooting people, but shooting targets and stuff, and just
Oh yeah,
hitting your targets
target
and stuff.
shootings, skeet shooting, target shooting are all really interesting and fun.
Like I was having this conversation with my dad. I'm like, I think the one Olympic sport I could do is like the shooting one, because like I every time I've shot a gun, I'm just like really good and accurate at it.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on the win.
Ye-
Depends on like a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, but like I think 22 is like extremely easy to shoot in my opinion.
Mhm. There's no recoil to
Yeah,
it, or there's very little recoil.
there's no recoil, and granted, to the things I have shot before is all like 9 millimeter, and then like 7.62, I think 7.62 or 7.22. Regardless, one of the like the big rifle rounds.
Hmm.
Like if I can hit targets with those, I'm pretty sure I can hit targets with 22s.
It depends too. It depends on how depends on the how far. It depends on your rifle itself. If you're using scope, no scope. Um,
I mean, yes, there's a lot of factors that play
there's a
into
lot of
it,
factors.
but it's like, yeah, using those and adjusting to what you need.
Hmm.
That's why like
Oh yeah,
a lot of people get perfect scores when they're in those competitions. Because the
oh yeah.
first couple shots, it's like see where the bullet goes and then adjust.
Well, I mean, I I think I've never really learned with like scopes. I've always used iron sights or
Y-
whatever comes
Yeah,
on it.
I've for the most part used iron sights and like sniper scopes, but like
No, I don't even use that shit.
uh,
I
I've
literally because
I prefer iron sights to be honest, unless
mhm.
they're like egregious ass iron sights.
See my all my family like we we got to the point where we just hated scopes because you have to sight them in and just all that sort of
Yeah,
shit. So it's just easier.
it's annoying, is what it is.
Well, and once you know like what gun you're using, you can put the bullet wherever you need downrange, any
Yeah.
type, and that's only because if you're skilled enough.
Hmm.
But at the same time, like I've seen people that can have all the fucking training in the world and still can't do it because they're not confident enough.
Yeah, handling a gun is all about confidence. If you're not confident
Well, it's
holding a gun, you're gonna fucking lose it.
hmm
Especially if it has kick, it's just gonna go right out of your hands.
well, yeah, the recoil with that too. It just I think it's confidence mixed with a lot of like making sure you know what you're doing
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And like you have to also, funny enough, you have to be in shape to do it.
Well,
Like when I mean in shape, you
you-
have to be in shape enough to hold and like take
Yep,
care of
because
that
because they're
rifle.
kind of heavy.
Well, not just they're heavy, but like let's say you have a 12 gauge shotgun. It's
Yeah,
going that kick on that,
it's gonna
that
bruise
blowback.
your
It's
shoulder.
yeah, it's a pain in the ass and it hurts. Like if you don't know what you're doing and you're not expecting it.
That's why the most common thing is a handgun.
Even with that, like
Yeah,
if you're not used to it and not, yeah.
some of them are too small for your hands, and they just like bite the shit out of your hands.
Hmm.
Like when it's the like, I should know this, but it's like the slider on the top when it like hits back on a pistol.
Hmm.
Like if your hand's too big, you just like it just like pinches the shit out of you.
Yeah.
It fucking
Make
sucks.
sure, well, you got to make sure you have it like right for you,
Yeah.
everything, and make sure also making sure that you go to like an armory to actually get it
Yeah, you don't go to
adjusted for
Walmart.
yourself.
Don't go to
Hmm?
Walmart. Don't go to Walmart for
Oh
guns.
no.
which is
I mean,
crazy thing to say because I think the US is the only thing that has like the only place that has Walmarts with guns. Granted, they're
I
like
think Walmart.
hunting rifles, but still.
Yeah, I think Walmart took a lot of their rifles out.
I would assume so.
I mean, you can still get them from a lot of other places too. But at
Yeah,
the same time,
like dedicated gun stores.
I mean, you can get them from most sporting goods stores too. But like Walmart, probably one of the places. Even though, like, yeah, you can get them from there, and they can sell them. I don't think that's the place you should be getting your firearms from.
Yeah,
I mean, I have no problems with secondhand firearms and stuff like that, but I think not getting them from Walmart, getting them from more of a
like
adjusted.
a place that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and I'm all for like people getting training, learning what they are,
You
and
should get
actually,
training. Everyone should get
well, yeah,
training.
yeah.
Like
I
even
think,
I think even if you aren't planning on getting a gun, I think you should have training just in case.
I don't, and that's a lot of
At least,
controversy too. Like,
yeah,
but I think like at least understanding them
yeah.
and
That's the
understanding
point. Is like understand it because like guns are just tools at the end of the day.
guns are tools and understanding how stuff works, and they're not. I think growing up around them too gives me a different understanding of them.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a different perspective. If you've never seen a gun in real life, you don't like you just have the preconception that oh guns are bad and guns are scary.
mm-hmm,
Sometimes I'm not saying everyone,
yeah,
but like if you grow up with them, it's like oh it's just a tool. Maybe you can have some fun with it and shoot some targets. And that's like the
mm,
majority of like when I go shoot, that's like what I do. I just shoot targets. It's fun.
yeah, and that's. I think it's just a lot of things too, is misconceptions, stuff like that.
Because it's like
And I won't. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like the idea. It's like yes, guns are weapons, but like anything can be a weapon at that point. Then because like I could go out there and just kill somebody with an ice pick,
Yeah,
and all
or
of
a
a sudden
frying pan.
yeah, or a frying pan, or like
I mean, look how many Disney princesses hit people with frying pans.
yeah,
It's only one right now with Rapunzel, but like that is a thing. Smacking somebody over the back of the head with a frying pan, which then can technically kill somebody. So
yeah,
is frying
or like
pans.
a sock full of pennies. Like
Oh,
you
I
could
know.
you
Your
could
your soap in a sock.
yeah, like
You
anything
can.
could kill anyone because humans are fragile. Yet they're also very strong somehow.
Yep.
Like
And
well,
stuff like that. It's a lot of that stuff too. Is when you understand these situations, and I think learning about them before you and like understanding the whole situation before you make your decision on stuff,
yeah, you should
which is
almost
really hard.
like this is just like general thing, but you should always do your research before making an assumption. Granted, a lot of people don't do that, and they just
Mm,
kind of go with their feelings, which is not always a bad thing. But it's like for the most part, if you're unsure of what side to take, you should like go look at facts, not go
mhm.
finding people's opinions. And
Yeah,
that's
which
what
is also really
Twitter is.
hard. Yeah, it's really hard to do that, especially when you want a side and it kind of like I'm scared or whatever. And yeah,
Yeah, it I don't know. Like getting the facts is way more important than you know getting opinion fed or feeling fed or stuff like that.
yeah,
Like facts just help. And that might just be because I'm a scientist and we like run off of facts only for the most part. So
yeah.
that's the mindset we've been engaged in. Because it's like we're not going to take an opinion like, "Oh, this rock might be carbonate." Like no, it is or it isn't.
Yep.
Unless they put some
And
shit
that's
in it.
the earth doesn't put shit in it. It only puts what needs to be there.
My bad.
You're welcome.
What about the metamorphic rocks that change when they want to?
Uh, they're not. They don't change. Okay, metamorphic rocks are a myth.
There are
Okay,
the
that is
three type
fake
of rocks.
news.
The three types of rocks. The metamorphic ones are not real.
No, it's called igneous, sedimentary rocks, and lava rocks.
Oh, isn't that just igneous again?
Okay, there is two forms of igneous. The ones that remelt and form into something else,
We already have two forms. It's called intrusive and extrusive.
Yeah, I told you. One that is melted inside the mantle and one that's melted outside the mantle. Intrusive and extrusive.
They're not melting though. They're cooling down.
Trying so hard to just bullshit an answer.
These are easy answers though.
Dude, I love how I almost made like $150 by just trying to tell the professor some bullshit.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that day?
What, yeah,
It
kind
was
of.
in geophysics.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty much just like, I think you were like, I'll give you $20 to just spout off some
Oh
bullshit.
yeah, because you said shit was like such confidence that it's like I'm pretty sure anyone could believe it. I think that was the case.
Yeah. And then we got like half the class like, yeah, I'll give you an extra $5, $20, $10 here.
Oh my god, you never did it though, dude. What the
I
fuck?
know. Because I actually like that professor.
Oh, I liked a lot of the professors that we had. Mine is like maybe 3 of them.
We only had 4.
What do you mean we only had 4? We had like, well, let me count. 1, 2,
1.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you right. There was not many, I realized.
As you start counting, and like, we had a lot. 1, 2. Oh shoot, there's only like.
There's 6 of them. I mean, if you count the TAs, there's like double that.
Dude, the TAs did more work than I think some of the professors did.
Dude, some of the TAs were the teachers, basically.
Some of those TAs, they did a lot of the grading, and they're like, you know what?
I don't
he can
care.
pass. I like this guy. He tried.
He tried. I will say there was like, I've had a couple TAs that are just like, do not know what they're doing, but they are just TAs because they have to be.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh, that's me.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. Would you ever be a TA?
If I went back to get my master's degree, probably.
I mean, same, but like willingly, I guess.
Willingly be a TA.
Yeah.
For a subject that I actually know.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I think I would end up smacking a kid.
I wouldn't. I've taught enough dumb people.
Here's the thing. I think I would be a great teacher, but as soon as like a kid starts being a little shit, I would just smack the shit out of them.
Yeah.
and then I would get fired.
Yeah. I will tell you, I've been playing this new game and I fucking love it. And it's not even a new game, it's an older game.
Didn't you tell me about this?
No. Fuck that. Why would I tell you about this new game that I just started playing like 3 days ago?
Fair enough. I mean, we only texted like a couple days ago.
I know.
All right.
I've been wanting to play it. It's like 10, 12 years old now. It's Octopath Travelers.
I need to play that game. That's on my playlist.
Oh, dude, it's so
Is it
fucking
really?
good.
No, it is not 10 plus years old though.
I think it's older.
Octopath.
One, not two.
Came out in 2019.
Okay, never mind. It was not.
Also, the reason it's ignored on my Steam is because I own it on Switch. And I'm not gonna buy it twice.
Oh, I just been playing it on the Xbox Pass, so been playing it on my computer.
But I need to play that game, and then if I like it enough from that, I'll buy the second one.
Dude, do you like kind of old, like Final Fantasies?
I've never played them, but I do like JRPGs and turn-based stuff.
Okay, like kind of like the turn-based, kind of older style.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Final Fantasy 13, 7 remake, or fucking 15.
Yeah, we're talking about the originals, turn-based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
they're fun.
Dude, like even the art style is fucking fantastic. I was like, dude, I really kind of like this.
Ooh, speaking of like JRPGs, which isn't a real JRPG, I guess.
What is it? Skyrim,
Yeah.
Exploding Cats 2.
Is it this one? Yeah, Expedition 33.
Okay,
It,
I think.
it's not out yet, but it's made by like a French company, so it's not a JRPG, but it looks absolutely insane.
Hold on. Let me turn up my visual quality so I can see it better. Holy shit. That looks
But
really
it,
fucking
it
cool.
it's like a mix of like Persona and like Final Fantasy and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And like I already like Final Fantasy and Persona, but dude, it looks
Okay.
so good.
That looks really fucking cool.
I'm hoping they won't flop because it's not a AAA studio that's making this either.
Hmm. Is it a is it like Final Fantasy 14 where it's online, or is it a fully like single player?
Yeah, it's a single player.
Okay.
The
Is it
closest thing I can relate it to is the Persona games.
okay?
Also, I should put that on my wish list.
Also, I'm not really into Persona. I'm sorry. It's I've played a couple of them and I'm not super interested into them.
That's fair. Not JRPGs aren't for everyone, and if not, like some are only specifically made for certain people.
Yeah, I mean, like I play a lot of JRPGs, but specifically Personas are kind of it's almost a lot
It's
and nothing at the same time. If that makes sense.
yeah, it's mainly for the art style. The art style is just fucking phenomenal. I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm not gonna deny that.
I don't know.
It.
I love the games. I
Mhm.
mean, granted, I've only played Persona 5. But I do plan on playing 3 and 4 at some point.
Mhm.
Hopefully, another thing to be added to the wish list. Yeah, that game just looks 30 Expedition 33 just looks phenomenal in my opinion.
It looks. It almost reminds me of. Was it Greedfall? God, what is it?
Greedfall sounds familiar, but also I think Greedfall was like that Skyrim-esque looking game.
It was kind of Skyrim-esque, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I have it on my Xbox. I bought it. I before I went to console, I play a lot of Xbox. I still play on controller. I hate keyboard and mouse.
You have to get
I
used to
tried
it.
playing, huh?
You have to get used to it, bro.
Dude, I literally tried playing keyboard and mouse with fuck on the prequel, Borderlands prequel, and I
Oh,
touched my
yeah.
mouse once and it just like threw everything around the
Okay, well, you
house.
gotta change your sensitivity.
Eh, but then I'm like, if I'm doing work or something, I like the sensitivity. I don't want to
No,
change
you
shit.
change it in the game, not the computer.
Why would I do that? Then I have to change it all back.
Don't you change the sensitivity on your controller in the game?
No, I leave it as
You
is.
just play default controls?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
how it is.
god.
Default because you're playing it how the gamer, like the developers want you to play.
You're a
If they
monster.
give you shitty, if they give you shitty
Are you
sensitivity,
telling
well
me
then
that you will leave on like bloom and like head bobbing and like all that shit that makes the game way worse and like blurs?
okay, no, if it's visual effects, I change that shit. But
Sensitivity
if
is a
it's
visual effect.
no, it isn't.
It depends
That's
on
a
how fast
game
your
mechanic.
camera looks around.
That is a game mechanic.
It's not.
Okay,
No.
visuals are different. If so, if you have everything set to low standards, and you have let's say like a 4090,
Mm-hmm.
why get the high end gaming graphics card if you're going to keep it low?
So
Visual effects is different than game mechanics.
your computer doesn't blow up.
But
A lot of computers can run at those higher ends. Like mine can definitely run at the higher end. I just don't like my PC getting over 100 degrees.
what kind of computer do you have? I run everything on high and everything doesn't even get that hot.
Well, granted, it's not 100 degrees. It's more like 90s and 80s, but like still, that's yes,
Mine stays at like low 90s, maybe high 80s, which is
that's
ungodly
normal.
cool.
I
Huh?
mean, that's normal. Yes,
Yeah, that's
I don't know. I don't like the warmth because it is
my
producing a lot of heat though. Like 80, 90 degrees Celsius is like hella hot, bro.
no, I'm talking about Fahrenheit. Celsius would burn up that thing.
My computer sits at 54 right now Celsius.
Let me. Okay, hold on.
That
Let
is
me.
that is normal temps.
Was it Task Manager? I forget which one it is.
Yeah, task manager sometimes. I have a thing called MSI Afterburner that lets me adjust like the fans in my computer,
Yeah.
but it also gives me the readings of my motherboard and like the things attached to my motherboard.
Okay, let's look at what I'm running, and this is running
Mine.
both Steam Open, uh, whatever Twitch, and everything. And generally, right now, at not using anything, I am running CPUs at 52 Celsius, which is probably around 100.
I'll just
Fine.
throw this on stream. This is what I look like. This is what I look at. I have this open every stream to like monitor my temperatures and stuff.
Okay, mine's running. Is that your CPU? Yeah, your CPU is
That's my
running about the
GPU.
same.
It's my GPU.
That's your GPU.
Yeah.
Fuck, my GPU. Okay. My GPU is probably running about the same, but also I'm like utilizing nothing.
That's fair. I have a lot of things that are open in the background.
Also, my computer, all the air blowing out is actually really cold. It's actually colder than the room itself.
How the fuck does that even work?
I have 3 intake fans on top of a deep cool.
Do you have an all-in-one? Like
Huh?
liquid cooling? Do you have a liquid cooling?
No, I have. What is it? So it's like I have the thermal take. 3 thermal take intake fans. Blowing over my RAM, CPU, and graphics card. I have a was it 1,000 watt power supply, but it's only running 500 watts.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't need much more than like 500, but yeah.
Um, and then my GPU is a 4070 Super. On top of my my CPU cooler is the knockoff Noctua that they stopped making because it was so close to a Noctua CPU cooler.
That's kind of funny.
So it's one of those that is so nice, and it just basically keeps everything ungodly cool. And it just my fans hardly ever kick on. I think I've had this computer for 6 months, 7 months now. No, it hasn't been that long.
I was gonna say you got it like
Probably like
a couple months ago.
3. Yeah, it's about 3-4 months now. Cause I've been playing for quite a while now.
It's like before this
Anyways,
computer, you had a laptop, right?
yes.
That was like what, an Alienware?
No, it was HP Omen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are good though.
Oh yeah, and no, it's still a good computer. I had a 1660 GPU in it. The only reason I didn't go to the 2040 is because I like the chassis better on the 1660.
To be fair though, you don't need a GPU higher than like like a 2040 now. Like
Mhm.
you don't need a 3080 or a 4070. Like you don't need any of those high
I've
end ones.
ran into one game that required a 4070.
Which game?
I don't even fucking remember.
Lies.
No, like, I mean, some of the settings too do
No, yeah.
require something.
I get, yeah. So there are a couple games out there that require like high end graphics cards because they're like pushing like the
Mhm.
shit out of their engine. Like I get that, but like majorly people, because a lot of people have to make like games come out on multi platforms, and since
Yes.
people are still making games for like the PS4 and the Xbox One, which is considered last console now, which is crazy, but it is. Uh,
Mhm.
they have to like lower all their like graphics and stuff like that to fit those consoles, and those consoles only work off of like not the strongest GPUs on market before the 30 series was
Mhm.
out.
Honestly, I want to ask your opinion on this. Do you think games should kind of cater to lower end specs?
Uh, depends on the game and the studio,
Okay.
because like indie games 100% should, because then their game gets pushed to like every platform ever.
Okay.
Um, games like Call of Duty don't need to, because people will
Hmm.
literally just buy the next one anyways because name brand,
Hmm.
but they still do it anyways because money. Everything comes down to money.
Well, yeah. What I'm talking about, I'm talking about like let's say Cyberpunk, what's it,
20
77,
2077.
2777. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say that comes out now.
Yeah.
Has really good graphics and everything. Do you think there should be an option for it to be you can play it on older gen, but also you can kind of vamp it up to hit those higher specs for more advanced computers? Or do you think it's like, well, you don't have that nicest GPU, so fucking it
Are you
sucks to suck
are you
kind of
talking
thing?
about like just on computer right now?
On computer. I'm not talking about console or anything, just like
Because like
because there's so many.
yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
I do. I do think you should be able to do that. It because of like Cyberpunk 2077 came out like what, 5 6 years ago now.
Yeah, 5 6 years ago.
Um and it came out for the PS4, but it also I think
Hmm.
came out for the PS5 as well at some point.
Came out for PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like those are the lowest of the lows that that game came
Hmm.
out on, because if you remember when the game first came out on PS4 and Xbox One, like the graphics and everything, and it was a buggy mess and it was like garbage on those, but like PC was like also pretty bad.
Hmm.
Because PC doesn't get as much love, in my opinion, but that's besides the point. Um, if it's on PC, I would say yeah, like they should always push the game they want to make out, and then we can lower the graphics from there if we need to,
Hmm.
depending on certain like things. The only problem is like if it comes, like if the game has to start up those initial graphics like right when you buy it, like sometimes that might just hurt your computer in the long run. In my opinion, they should ship it out with the lowest graphics on, so
Hmm.
people then can up it higher, and then they can test their computer from there. Because
Because I
not,
think that's the way it should be. Is where you shouldn't gatekeep like, I guess video games because it's art.
yeah,
Same thing with like any kind of art. Like you should be able to, I guess like anyone should be able to access it as long as we have like the initial money
I would assume so. Yeah,
and shit like that. So I don't know.
but it's like PC
I always,
gamers also wait for sales, which is hilarious in my opinion.
oh yeah, dude, I bought was it because I really do like the Borderlands games, but Borderlands the prequel and two, like all the DLCs came out. It's like you can get the prequel and two
Yeah,
and all their DLCs for like $15.
Borderlands 2 is still by far one of the best games out there.
Mm-hmm. I have played so many times through one. I have also bought Borderlands 2 multiple times.
Same.
Um, yeah,
There's only like a few games I've bought multiple copies
like
of.
Skyrim. I've
Sky,
almost bought on
yeah,
every.
Skyrim I originally got on the 360, and then I bought it on PC. So
Mm-hmm.
like, granted, I wanted to like mod the shit out of it because like the idea was, oh, I played the shit out of it on Xbox. Let
Mm-hmm.
me play through it on PC, but like install like 500 mods,
Yeah.
and then like Borderlands 2 is a lot of the like the things I bought in again are like I played it on 360 and then I got a PC, and so I bought it again on PC. That's like a majority of my buys again,
Mm-hmm.
like games. I will say I was in a weird phase when I was like really into collecting like Nintendo Switch games, and I still am. I
Mm-hmm.
do like collecting Switch games, but like I was in a weird phase where it's like everything in like almost everything I need like game that came out to multi-platform had to be on Switch, and so
Mm,
when
that's a weird one.
it was a weird mindset because there was a game I bought on Steam like a long ass time ago, and then it came out for Switch. I'm like, fuck. And then I bought it, and I'm like, I don't feel great about that purchase. So that's kind of what brought me out, is when I was like, fuck, dude, I had it on Steam already. Why did I buy it on Switch? I didn't even play it
That's
on
fair.
Steam yet. But yeah, that's what brought me out of like, oh, you should not be doubling up on every game The only time you should double up is like if it's an old ass game. Like I don't have a reliable way to play Banjo Kazooie right now. But if it came to
Yeah,
PC, dude, I would buy that immediately.
that's fair. No, I kind of like Steam, but also I hate that I can't own like it's not going to be there forever.
Yeah, which is fucking weird. Because like they also have the thing where you can't give your Steam account to another person, but I also don't know how they track that.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it's like if I just gave you my account, like password and all,
Hmm.
who, why would they? How would they know if it was
That's
just
true.
not me in a different location on a different computer?
Yeah.
They would probably like send an email or something. Be like, "Are you dead?"
No, I'm still here.
Oh,
500 years later.
yeah. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing to think.
That's true. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just looking at games and fuck.
Dude, my wish list is like over 100 games, and I'll never probably buy any of them. Besides the one,
Why?
well, it's like all games I'm really interested in, but all games I want to like actually play. But it's like some of them are just fall to the back, burner of a lot of like mindsets of
Hmm.
my mindset. And then like a couple years down the line, I'll be like, do I actually really want to play this game? The time has come and gone.
The time has come and gone.
Yeah.
Just just finish it and play it.
Yeah, but like sometimes it's like I'm really initially excited for a game. I'm just gonna use Expedition 33 right now. Like I'm excited for that
Yeah.
game. But if I don't buy it and play it right away, like within like a couple years, and like I watch videos on it, I'll like lose a lot of the excitement to play it.
Do you know how many times I have played Final Fantasy 13, get to chapter 11, hate it because I got so far and still like, I need to fucking play it. I have restarted and played Final Fantasy 13 about 10 times.
Okay, well, listen, you don't need to do that, but also like there are
I
games
need
I've
to
played.
finish it. I
you,
need to fucking finish this game,
you
okay?
you need
I have
to.
put I need to finish it. I forgot how grindy it gets and I love it because I hate myself.
Masochism. I know that's how I feel playing Elden Ring right now. Just masochism.
Oh, that's different. You went in knowing that it's a masochist game.
It's
Dude,
hard. That DLC is
the first
hard.
the first time I ever I played Elden Ring, I, I I used to work with this one guy and we worked at his house because he was pretty much it was a babysitting job working at this guy's house where he was babysitting his uh brothers and sisters.
Mhm.
And it's more complicated than that. I'm giving you like the gist of it because fuck, why I'm not going to tell you all these details that
I
you
would
don't
not.
need to know. Anyways, he's like, yeah, Elden Ring is hard, blah blah blah. He bought this for his Xbox or PlayStation 4. He wanted to really show it to me, so like I played it, and he's like, yeah, I can't beat the first like little horse guy or whatever.
The tree sentinel.
I, you know what I'm talking about? Like when
Yeah.
you just get out of there, and then
Yeah,
there's
you're
that
not
the
supposed to fight him right away.
dude. He struggled. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, why don't you grind? He's like, you don't grind. You need to beat it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you grind a little bit
Yeah,
to play.
the tree sentinel right when you walk out is supposed to teach you that you can run away from any boss in this game and come back at a higher level and beat him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point of the game.
And, that guy he's like played it for like 30 minutes and just like I fucking hate this
Like
game.
don't
I'm like,
don't get me wrong, you definitely can beat the tree sentinel right when you walk out. It's
mm-hmm.
just a pain in the ass.
No, and I just listened to him and just like I got like 12 hits in before I died. He's like, how'd you? I'm like, dude,
How did you hit him?
I was like, yeah. I'm like, I'm not going straight in.
Yeah.
Dodge. You learn his patterns.
Yeah, then like
It's one of those.
you just got to get good at dodging, man. That's all it really
Yeah,
is.
you just gotta get good.
Cuz like dude, I've like had a couple friends that have played Dark Souls and they are abysmal at the game, but like they're just good at dodging. So it's like
Yeah.
they'll eventually get it after like 5 billion runs at the same boss. Don't get me wrong, I'm the
I
same way, but it's like I'm a gamer, so.
What is your favorite Souls-like game?
Well, I've only played 3 so far. But as
What
of
are the three?
I've played Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Elden Ring so far.
Okay.
So as of right now, I think story and lore wise, Elden Ring is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, out of the easiest Dark Souls I've played is Dark Souls 2. Those bosses are a pushover. Besides like
Okay.
maybe a couple. Dark Souls 1 is just like a really well balanced game minus Blighttown. Blighttown can suck my balls.
I think my favorite Souls-like I think is the Surge, which I don't know if you ever played that one.
Are we talking about Souls likes or Souls borns?
Souls lights or likes.
Like,
Yeah. I didn't I don't go like I meant like everything
oh,
that's
okay.
just like that
I mean,
kind of not just
I still haven't played a lot of Souls like. I'm kind of just only really playing the Soulsborne games.
hmm Mine is directly Surge because that's like the one I've played the most.
Hmm.
I haven't played actually any of the Dark Souls games.
The I think you should play the Dark Souls games.
I've played Elden Ring. I have it on PS4.
I was
My
thinking.
sister,
Sorry, go on.
huh?
Finish that thought.
I was gonna say my sister 100 was like, "Do you do you want to play this game um what was it? Fuck, Elden Ring." And I'm like, "Yeah, I really want to play it. I just don't want to spend $60 right now." She's like, "Okay, I'll buy it for you." I'm like, "Okay." Like I can play it on Xbox. She's like, "No, I'm going to buy you a PS4 to play it." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "So I can watch you play it once."
That's
Like
so fucking funny.
I it's like, "Fuck."
See, uh, yeah. What was I gonna say? Like, I think if like I was in this thought the other day where it's like if you like an open world, kind of open world, but if you like a fantasy world that kind of lets you do whatever you want, like the Souls games are kind of what those are. Like you can pick
Mhm.
whatever weapon you want, you can put on whatever armor that you think looks coolest, and you can just spam magic or use a sword or do a crossbow or whatever. Like the games just let you do whatever you want. And like
Yeah.
I was having that thought and it was like, yeah, if people just like fantasy games that just you can just swing big sword, Dark Souls is like just probably one of the best games that you can do that with. Like the only other game that I can think of doing that in is Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls series. But even at that, that's
Yeah.
just an open world game with like a billion side quests. While Dark Souls is kind of linear, but also like you get the experience of beating a really hard boss. Because in Skyrim, it's impossible to die unless you like are just fucking up something. But in Dark
That's
Souls, you fuck
true.
up once and you like get your entire health bar deleted.
But I think that's also like another thing too is I mean, another game too is technically Monster World or Monster
Oh,
Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Yeah, Monster.
Yeah.
I don't know. Monster Hunters. I do really like Monster Hunter. Don't get me wrong. It's probably one of my favorite franchises, and I do
Mhm.
compare it to Dark Souls a lot. Uh, it is definitely different though, and it feels like a more. This is gonna be a weird comparison, but it Monster Hunter feels like an arcade version compared to Dark Souls. Like there's still these monsters are hard and the bosses are hard and stuff, but you get like it's really easy to beat every monster in Monster Hunter. Like every
Mhm.
monster is relatively easy to win against. Like I can go into a Monster Hunter game and uh win almost every time. In Dark Souls, I at least die once to almost everything.
Okay.
So it's kind of like how Valorant is the strategic shooter and Call of Duty is the arcade shooter. Like I'll die more in Valorant than I will in Call of Duty. Kind of I don't know. It's kind of like that comparison.
That makes sense.
I think Call of Duty is an easy ass game.
Yeah.
Valorant is way harder slash CS:GO, whatever, whichever one's your strategic fancy.
Mine's actually Battlefield.
Well, that's an arcade shooter.
Is it though?
It is.
What about Medal of Honor?
Uh, okay, so here's how you like kind of tell if it's an arcade shooter if it lets you run and shoot, or like you don't have
Okay,
to
so
stand
sniper
still.
isn't.
If you don't have to stand still to get accurate pinpoint accuracy, like it's an arcade shooter basically.
Okay.
There's like mixtures of that, like Shroud's new game that I played a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like that game is like a mix of strategic and arcade. I'm not saying you can't be strategic in Call of Duty, but it's way easier to just run around and slide past someone's and shoot them in the butt cheeks. Like it's way easier to do that than in Valorant.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know. I've never been too far into shooters, unless they're looter shooters, which are fucking amazing.
Borderlands. I,
Borderlands is actually fucking.
I think that's why I kind of like Dark Souls as well, is because like
Mhm.
there's just items everywhere. And like my looter brain is just like I need to go pick that up, and then sometimes it's a big ass sword. I'm like, that's badass.
Yeah, that's fair. Uh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I like those games. Those are like my favorite games. Is like the Souls games, and then like Monster Hunter, and then like Pokemon somehow.
Yeah, Pokemon is just like one of those games that I like to play every once in a while,
Dude,
and
it's oh
makes me
my
feel
god,
like so fun,
it's
and
so
it makes me
dog
feel.
shit. Pokemon
Uh,
has awful graphics, and its story is so fucking boring. But just because I get
Dude,
to catch creatures and make them battle each other,
I still have my Pokemon Uranium on my old Dell that
just boot
has
up the
like.
Dell to play that.
No, I might just download it over, like just copy it over, because I have one of the original like Pokemon Uranium games before the takedown.
Okay.
So I have like one of the original like downloads.
I didn't, dude. I need to start doing some Pokemon ROM games. Those are like really fun to play.
Like Fusion.
Yeah, like I have Fusion actually downloaded. I just have never booted it up.
Okay,
But
Fusion sounds so fun.
like yeah, Fusion looks amazing. There's like the like Renegade Platinums and stuff. Like all these
Mhm.
ROM hacks. That's why I really liked Poke Rogue because it was just Pokemon but roguelike. It was like
Mhm.
that. I fucking love that. Or I guess Emerald Rogue is also another version of roguelike Pokemon.
Mhm.
Like I just want to play some of these Pokemon ROMs and I just don't because it's like I'd rather just watch YouTube.
Yeah.
But I definitely should do it because like, there was a ROM that I played back in the day called Pokemon Light Platinum or something. And dude, it was like the only thing I played for like 3 months straight. It was insane. It had like 16 badges because there was like two whole regions in it. And there were
Mhm.
like unique regions too. I don't know. That was a fun ROM, and I should probably play more ROMs.
Probably. I was gonna say like I remember playing Pokemon on MMO
Oh, Pokemon
growing
MMO
up.
was amazing. My account
Yeah.
still exists for that.
Really?
I logged in like I think a year ago, and it's just like, damn, everything is still there.
Yeah.
They
No.
they just made it easier too, dude. They made like getting to the other regions easier. I remember back in the day, you had to like go through puzzles just to get to like Sinnoh.
I do not know why Pokemon doesn't create something like that where you can go to every fucking region.
I'm waiting for them to make their own Poke MMO, basically.
I don't even think they need to do an MMO, but just like connect, because technically all of them are based around countries in the world.
Yeah, real world
So
places.
why not make like an actual map and kind of connect them, and then you can technically go to each one of them
Yeah, that would be
and
cool.
just and then like every game you can eventually uh you can kind of like eventually go to each one, and like each new game has you the chance to go to those regions
Yeah, I mean,
and add on to that.
I think the reason they won't do that is because they keep making new ones and they keep making new regions. But like
Doesn't matter.
at that
I
point,
mean,
dude, I just want them to like bring out a game and they just update it every time. And when like a normal Pokemon release would come around, they just add a new region.
mhm.
It's like boom,
you
go
just
explore that.
you have a new region. You can go back to the other ones. You can get every Pokemon that you ever want in those regions. And they're like let's say if you want to go to the Hoenn region or the Sinnoh regions, those Pokemon are in that region. And if there is some kind of transfer over, that's easy. It's
Yeah,
not a hard thing to do. And then keep everything the same, like the Alolan region.
yeah.
Like all those are all like locked to those islands. You don't get like was it the dark Grimer or
Oh, the
Mug?
Alolan Grimer and Alolan
Yeah.
Muck.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
they're
they're
locked
only
to
to
that
that.
region.
Yeah, and they know how to do that because they
It's not
had random
hard.
spawns.
Yeah, and the random spawns cannot spawn in other things.
Well, that's the thing. They don't do
So
random spawns anymore. Like
yeah,
the most recent game doesn't have random spawns at all.
yeah, and you don't even have to do it like that. You don't have to have. You can do random spawns if you really want to. It's not
Yeah,
hard, and I don't mind random spawns.
yeah. They just need to make a game. I think the other problem that would arise is if they put it on like the Switch, they would have to like eventually that would die out because they would have to move on to the next console. So it's like at that point, I would love them to just put it on like PC.
Hmm. And Nintendo is really like fighting. Like I understand what they're doing. They're trying to keep their IPs like there, but at the same time,
Dude, a PC is
it's
where everything goes now.
well, yeah, like allow your games to go over there.
Like anything Xbox makes goes to PC, and a lot of the
Yeah,
things that PlayStation makes are also on PC. They just come out a year later.
yeah,
Like
and you know they make a
everything
lot of
does.
money doing that shit.
And so now people don't buy consoles. The only reason to
Yeah.
buy a console is for exclusives. And
Hmm.
if you're not buying a console for exclusives, like I don't know why. Maybe that's just me thinking that because I own a PC, but it's like I will say consoles are inexpensive, especially if you're only gonna play like Madden or some shit. So buying like a PS5 and play Madden, and that's all you ever play, yeah, that's fine. But it's like if you're playing actual games, I feel like a PC
Hmm.
is the way to go because then because you make that one-time investment and it's basically never an old console or a new console. It's always just your console. And eventually you upgrade like the GPU and stuff, but like those are
Yeah,
upgrades that don't need to happen for like 10
yeah, right
years.
away. Well, yeah. Once you build a PC, it should last at least for 10 years, unless you're gonna put a little bit more RAM or you're gonna put in another
Yeah, it all
SSD
depends on
or
how
hard
much you
drive
want
or
to.
whatever.
Oh, it's like it's how much you want to kit it out, you know,
Yeah,
like a car, which is very funny because some PCs are basically the same price as used cars.
I will say though, fuck, kitting cars is so much more fun
Is
than a
it though?
PC. Dude, it fucking is.
I
I, l-
I have no like desire to kit out my car.
Dude, there's a couple cars I do want to get to kit out, and fuck, I do want an older style Audi TT. Do that, or a WRX, or a BRZ.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I kind of do also want to go and get a '69 Mustang, fastback. Do that, or a Chevy Nova. Kind of just do it from the ground up, something like that. Or, dude, my grandpa, I loved his was it a Chevy El Camino, the Super Sport edition that he had perfectly redone and everything. It looks so fucking like perfect and amazing.
Don't get me wrong. I like looking at nice cars. It's just I don't have a desire to do it to my own car.
That's why you get a project car.
Well, yeah,
And
but
like I don't say like
I'm not a
don't get
car
like a
person though.
thousand project cars.
Yeah,
Dude, car guys are crazy just like horse girls.
they're the same thing.
But yeah. I'm not gonna fucking deny because I used to own horses and also I come from a family of car guys.
You're both.
Yes.
Not like other girls.
Um, but yeah, no, like that is one thing. I think they're close to the same thing, but also different. Because I think
We can't kid out a
being able
horse.
to, huh?
Can't kid out a horse.
Well, no, but
Kind of bored that
I
way.
think I don't know. It's something like it's different. I think cars and PCs are ever so slightly different. You can put a lot of money, but the car's going to cost you more. But then you also have to do the ever changing, like, what are, like, am I going to be able to buy these parts? Actually, never mind. They're the same thing. Fuck, they're the same thing. You're right. I just find that cars are more hands on. It's more of a
Well, they are.
physical thing than the PC is more like a lot of the stuff you do are is more digital.
It depends on where your interest lies. Because like
That's true.
hitting at a PC is what I like to do because I like these stuff. I'm not
Okay, when was the last time you upgraded your PC?
a couple years ago.
Okay.
Put a fucking 3080 in that bitch.
Okay.
That's why I get go graphics. Anyways. Jesus
They're
Christ.
almost to the 500 graphics cards. Okay, so
I know.
you're a little behind.
I might upgrade again. All right, chill.
It just depends
I,
too.
don't worry. I'll just go become a professional breakdancer and jump around for $5 billion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then I can afford anything I ever want by being like the worst dancer known to man.
And hate your life, and no one wants to ever talk to you
Yeah,
again.
just ruin an entire sport for like the entire world. But I get
Yeah.
$5 billion for it. So
I don't think she got that much.
no, she got nothing. I'm pretty sure she just took a vacation to fucking Paris.
Yep.
Granted, it was a flawless plan, but like, fuck, dude.
Yep.
Now you're like one of the
And
most.
that is a wrap. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. The cycle had continued there.
The
And
cycle
it
did
had
continue.
no, I don't know. I
Oh,
hate that. I hate that she destroyed that sport.
dude, it's so unfortunate because I enjoy watching breakdancing, and that made me
Dude, like,
want to not watch breakdancing ever again.
yeah. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.